let's go. Hi, it's Double975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. And once in a while a player gets an obsession with me and keeps coming back to kill me, and I think we're got one of those situations again. This is what started it. Was I interdicted his FDL, scanned him, typed no cargo free to go, and as I was typing it I became aware that he was actually shooting at me. Now he hadn't actually hit me, but like, I'm gonna take it that he was trying to hit me, and you know, he didn't want to leave, and like I say, he just was shooting. So you know, if you're gonna shoot me, I'm gonna shoot back, and that started a fight. And then since this fight, he's come back a few times trying to kill me. So it's been good fun. I've enjoyed it. This is my pirate ship that can actually fight a bit. It's a Krait Phantom with a decent bioweave. I've got one set of shield cell banks. Obviously it's not an optimal build. For example, I don't have any chaff because I've got a manifest scanner instead. I only have one set of banks because I've got cargo racks. I've got a hatch breaker, limpet, collector limit. So ultimately, if my shields go down on this, I don't have the greatest amount of hull. That's one of the difficulties with it. The other one is pip management is a little bit resource tight because I'm conscious I don't have any hull, and so I'm not going to generally survive long enough to get my bioweaves back. I do spend an awful lot of time camping 4 pips into my bioweave shields, which means when I've got this loadout with plasmax, I'm not shooting that many plasmax. But ultimately it kind of works because the distro is so good. You can actually power starve the distro a little bit, and if you accept that you're not always shooting with all of the weapons, you know, it does work out. And the rams that I can do in this thing when I've still got shields make up for the fact that I'm not doing that much damage with the weaponry, especially against something like this, which is obviously quite a lightweight, maybe even a bioweave FDL. I wasn't sure. I didn't really take much notice of the loadout. I did over his next loadout because he immediately came back looking for revenge, and since this time I think we've had now 5 fights in the since this incident. So I kind of take that as he's not happy about me interdicting him and trying to pirate him. So it's been good fun. Some of the fights have actually been pretty decent, so I've been enjoying myself. This one, I'm sorry to say, I think his ship was slightly outclassed in this one, and even though I'm in a pirate ship, it is the toughest of all my pirate ships by far. And I don't normally have this Savager weapon loadout on it, but I've lately been practicing a little bit with PAs. So yeah, all to the good. I mean, I'm pretty much just flying this like I'm flying my Rambo really, and only barrel stuffing with the PAs or going straight on with them. So not too much in this fight, you know, but I've had some good fun fights against Super Blades and things like that recently, in which I've been trying to you know, hit with PAs. I've even beat some decent commanders with in a different different Phantom to this one, the actual PvP one with 2 sets of banks. Actually, I do all right with that build of the PAs. Not as well as I do in my gimbal scrub FDL, but then, you know, I am the gimbal scrub for a reason. And yeah, so this was the first encounter, and I thought, oh well, I tried to pirate him. I was willing to let him go unmolested without shooting at him, but yeah, he definitely after that got a bee in his bonnet, because it wasn't long before he returned back, and then the next time I was on that he saw me, he kept coming after me. So I have to see how this develops. It seems to have been an escalation. This time I was a little concerned because, like I say, I don't have any chaff. I do have a target lock breaker on here. These 4 plasmax are a bit weird. I've got 2 overcharged, oversized to do the 3% extra damage, because I built them years ago before I heard about short range blaster, and I do have a full set of short range blaster, but they're on a different ship. And the other 2 are also off casts because I've got an efficient large PA with target lock breaker. Why would you put that on a large? Obviously done by an idiot on some time ago on a different build. Knowing me, it's come off of like a pirate orca or something where I had like the 1 PA with that on it and 2 missile racks or something stupid. Yeah, I do a lot of crazy builds, so I end up with a lot of spare parts from failed builds that end up going on other builds. And yeah, just grabbing 4 plasmax for this was just literally the 4 I had lying around. 2 efficient large ones and 2 overcharged oversized small ones. I don't even know what the other effect is I have on them. Oh no, yeah, one is thermal conduit, would you believe? Which is kind of stupid because, as you can see, heat wise this ship isn't actually too bad. Though I can get my heat up easily by using one of my shield cell banks, because I don't have enough space for you know, having heat sinks on here, because hey, I've got a manifest scanner which limits the number of utility slots I've got. I really wish the manifest scanner was an internal module and not a utility spot. It would save me a lot of hassle if that was the case. But yeah, this was a much tougher fight the second time round because he had multi-cannons and missiles, which again, I don't have chaff, so I'm just having to try and tank up my shields, survive as long as possible, and hope that I do enough damage on the rams to push this in my favour. You know, obviously the longer this fight goes on, the worse it is for me, especially with no chaff. But amazingly, my Byway shields on this thing are actually pretty decent. They hold up very well, and yeah, this guy was doing nothing about avoiding ramage, so that was assisting me also, because, you know, don't ram oddball is kind of like an unwritten rule in Elite Dangerous. There are a few of my ships that you should very well ram, but they're few and far between. The majority of my ships are, you know, not safe for being rammed. I build some hefty ships, it's got to be said. This one is one of my less hefty ships, but it is still pretty decent at ramming. But then it's a pirate build. My other Phantom, the one I use for combat, that's damn good for ramming, or at least why it's got shields it is. Shieldless, you don't really want to be ramming. Once you have no shields and they've got shields, the amount of damage that a ram does is pretty abusive. But you know me, I still ram people in my dropship and my Cobra Mark IV. Ram them to get their shields off and then try and missile their modules a bit. It does work sometimes, but you know, overall it's probably not the most sensible strategy. But hey, I like doing silly things in Elite Dangerous, and I'm not too worried if I lose the occasional fight in a pirate ship. It's nice when something like this happens and I win a couple of fights in a pirate ship against a PvP ship, or against someone trying to PvP me anyway. And GG this commander. I've had no salt from him or anything like that. In fact, I haven't had any messages at all, even though he's tried to kill me 5 times now. I don't know how upset he is with me, but he seems determined to kill me. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching.